Alright, last in the Psyker set. Alright. Now we are getting into Shakti Pratibha, or Psychic Divination. Starts out. Samakarati and Babakarati Pindi Karoti Kusamayati Prasadayati Abarhanam Karoti. Associate with, insinuate yourself into. Identify with, see mentally. It's pretty handy for divination to see mentally. Reduce to order, invoke. With all the Psyker stuff, you gotta invoke. Otherwise, you're not even doing anything. Alright, now let's get to this list. Alright, so here's the thing. Preternatural awareness works a very, very specific way. And I think it actually works as a Midyati. Now, in previous episodes, I said that, like, the basic thing for divination was Pindikaroti Udesari, identify with prophecy, which would explain, were it not I happen to be incorrect and it's actually see mentally, would have explained why there's such sour pea bees. But I think it might actually come down to the fact that the first thing and the most easy thing for them to learn happens to be Pret. Why? Because if the first thing you learn is preternatural awareness, like, it's so hard to describe to you why, like, it can't be anything other than heavenly bliss if you read what preternatural awareness does. Like, in terms of what it does to you, like, your psyche. Not in terms of what it, like, does to you in game effects, because, like, what it does to you in game effects is actually kind of justified by what it does in terms of having preternatural awareness. It's like, it's so much past a Buddhiyati become aware of, or a Vasai Bhavati become an object of perception. It is so much more than that. So, like, as with all the other ones, it starts with Samakarati and Bhavakarati to associate with, insinuate yourself into, to, like, get yourself into the psychic state, and it always ends with Prasadayati, Alaharam Karoti, for, reduce to order with invoke, because that's how you make the thing work. And for preternatural awareness, it's, at least in my opinion, Pindikaroti Madhyati for identify with, enjoy heavenly bliss. And if that's actually the first thing every diviner learns, and everything after that is just like stuff that isn't doing that, but it's like useful, and you need to do it sometimes, but like, you start out with heavenly bliss, and everything after it isn't heavenly bliss. That sounds like something that would depress literally anyone. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it might be that, like, if they're smart, they don't use Pret very often, because, like, Pret seems like the kind of thing that, like, I don't know, most people would just, like, want to walk around doing all the time. They would rather, like, be in Pret than just see through their eyes. Because why not? Like, honestly, that's Pret's actually kind of like that. If you're a Warhammer player and you like, or if you're a Dark Heresy player and you want to, like, sound off on whether you think I'm right about that, like, please, I would actually love feedback on, like, people who have read the power description are like, nah, you're wrong, yo. Or like, nah, I see what you're talking about, because y'all know if you have done such reading. So, all right, now that's 9. And that's another point about that is that, like, 9 is for divination It's not just like the lowest number to invoke for divination. It's the lowest number to invoke for any discipline power. It's the easiest thing to do. It's literally the easiest thing to do for any psyker. In terms of major powers. Aside from like the minor powers. Aside from minor psychic powers, Pred is like the literal actual easiest thing for anyone to do. Second, precognitive dodge, Vindicaroti Jahati, identify with avoid. Let's see. What else? So that's 11. Dowsing. Ah, man. I got rid of this one. Dowsing is Pindicaroti. Uneati for identify with track down. Then we get to Pindicaroti Parinihanti. That's for Divine Shot. Now, I use two different words for Divine Shot and for, is it Precognitive Strike? Yeah, Precognitive Strike. And so that's 15 and 17. And is there another one in there? All right, no. 15 and 17, and then there's Psychometry in the middle, which we'll talk about in a sec. But both of those are essentially, there are things that essentially either automatically hit, essentially. Now, it's not an automatic hit in the case of, you know what? It might be aim for Precognitive Strike. But anyway, Perinahanti for Divine Shot, because it automatically hits. And because of the nature of Divine Shot, it's like, because it automatically hits, it's very not hard to justify it being a smite. Believe it or not. And like, I suppose I could just do like hit, but that doesn't seem right. And then for like the for Psychometry, because of the way Psychometry works, and because of the way you can use it on like objects or places, I basically chose Perexapati for Pinikarori Perexapati for identify with sight something. Although, like, I would point out that with my Biomancer in particular, because he was a diviner, I had his Psychometry and his Divination have a lot tied to do with like taste and like smell, which I thought was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. Oh, I skipped Personal Augury. Oh, Personal Augury, that one is Pindikarodi Urizari. That is the one where you sit down and you basically tell someone's fortune. That is straight up prophecy. And like the number of successes is basically how accurate you are with prophecy, as far as I can tell. But like the kind of information that you're getting, which is like GM option stuff, that's prophecy. What else would it be? Farsight. That's also at 17. And that is Pindikaroti Kosamayati, because that's the one that is like basically far seeing, see mentally. Farsight, see mentally. Remote viewing, that sort of thing. Glimpse. That's the one where you basically, like, if I recall correctly, you get a brief glimpse into the future, which allows you to get a massive bonus to your skill check. And so basically, in order to basically gauge that as the ability to sense what can go wrong and avoid it, that's a Pindikarote Viohate of a identify with forebode. All right. That takes care of 18. And Soul Sight. Alright, what did I do Soul Sight with? Oh yeah, also I did for the precognitive strike, it was Ganotti, Smite or Slay. But I might just do that as like, I don't know, Lexiati to aim or something like that. It's, or for C, maybe. That might work better. For C. Yeah, yeah. I might do that for both, for both of those. I'm still kind of fine-tuning my divination, in case you couldn't tell. Alright. And Soul Sight. Freaking new for Soul Sight. Huh. Alright, some of the options I considered, I know, was Avada Karate, for insinuate yourself into. Now, might have been actually what it was. Oh, you know what I think it was? I think it might have been Gennady. Because I feel like that's sort of like aura reading and stuff, and Gennadi's read. So it might have been Pindikaro di Gennady. I'm pretty sure it might have actually been Pindikaro Gennady. Anyway, that finishes my divination sect. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe.